is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
How good is that?
Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
I met the king yesterday. Well, I was meant to meet I'm just going to say I met the king. The royals. I was invited to a party, a bit of a barbecue, and the king and queen were in attendance.
Amazing.
I'm going to fill you in on all of the...
Did he smell it or does he wear an aftershave?
He can smell. He has a nose.
How good were his glasses?
He looked very slick.
Sharp, wasn't he? But it was hot, and I was worried about that balding patch on the back of his head.
I got sunburnt yesterday.
Did you? I thought that would happen.
I'm so good with sunscreen and straps, and if I get any sun, I just make sure I don't have strap marks.
Well, here he was with the lifesavers too, and then Chris Minns is following him around, and I thought, is Minns going to put a bit of SPF 50 on the back of his noggin?
On the little piece of Devon?
Yeah. Whack it on there and save the poor lad's helmet.
Yeah, I don't think he did that, but you'll find out all the details right here now on the podcast.
This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Worst work perks ever. There's been a mad debate that's roared online because congratulations to one boss, business is booming, Kate Ritchie, and the CEO for quarter three served up a $3 million bonus for him. So to celebrate, he went and ordered pizza for the staff. Now,
not even at like a gourmet platter with camembert and those little ham flour, like little salami flour things.
I mean, the staff is 25.
Oh.
Isn't there a big dinner in it? Like, if the boss has got $3 million in bonuses, then I would suggest the numbers look really good.
Yeah, they've jumped the gun a bit too, though, because he might be the kind of guy who's keeping secret a really big Christmas party.
I agree with you.
And he's wondering how they're going to react to this. And now that they have their noses out of joint early, he's like, well, they are so ungrateful.
I'm not going to do it.
Cancel the DJ.
My dad was the boss of a company, and he cancelled the DJ. And he would...
Was he really a boss of a company, or did he just ask you to say that at home?
He had some cards made.
I'm the boss of you guys.
He wore a hat that said "Big Boss," and one of those aprons when he cooked the barbecue, saying the boss is in charge. So I assumed he was
meant
the boss.
The one with
the boobs on it.
Yeah.
No. Anyway, he would send out an email to the staff in sort of July, and it would say, "Just gauging your interest for a Christmas party." Because it's July, no one's thinking about a Christmas party, so nobody wrote back to the email. So then Christmas would come around. He saw this as a way of saving money. Christmas would come around. They'd go, "Where's the Christmas party?" And he went, "Well, you guys weren't interested 6 months ago."
I sent the email out. Your dad did that.
Dodgy boss.
John doesn't strike. It's John, it's not Brian, is it? Which one are you?
Tom's dad.
Okay.
That's John.
John doesn't strike me as a mean-spirited kind of guy.
No, but he likes to call it outfoxing. He says, I outfoxed him. It's a good win, outfoxed them.
Conniving.
I mean, when we have a big win here at Nova, it is like, oh my God, stop spraying me with the world's best champagne.
I know. I got to back my car up.
You know what I mean?
To the loading dock to put the gifts in. But you know what the attitude should be.
Yep. Take what you can get.
No.
Oh, sorry.
It should be the gift and the pleasure and the reward is the fact that we get to come back tomorrow. I mean, people are losing their jobs left, right and centre. I don't believe a word of this.
No,
I'm creating balance here, guys. Listen and learn.
Yeah, thanks.
But the fact that you get to continue doing what you love, or maybe even if you don't like it, you can continue to pay the bills. I mean, just turning up is the reward.
Nova has a big heart, so often at Christmas time we won't receive a Christmas present, but what they will do is they'll donate a goat to a village, which we did one year, that gets benefit from the goat within the village and the milk and maybe some meat. Now that's lovely.
One goat.
Well, one goat. You donate one goat to a village.
That poor goat.
Do you know what I mean? So, and that's...
Would you like a goat?
Well, the
or,
thing is,
you know,
if you braise that thing for, 72 hours, you could have a beautiful feed.
yeah, but there's no longevity in that goat. I mean, you get the goat, and as you said, you have to create other jobs for it, like milk.
I
And
can't believe it. We gave that goat to Campbelltown, a small village called Campbelltown.
it's not a village, it's a city.
And it was, I'll wait for a text message from your mum about that comment.
She's in the car too, listening off for her nanny duties. She's a good mum.
Sorry, Heather.
This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
First reigning king to ever visit these shores, greeting thousands of people along the harbour.
The royal couple visited Parramatta for an Aussie barbecue.
My wife and I are really glad to be back in Sydney. I am so delighted to be here in Parramatta.
My God.
Parramatta.
You've held back on telling me anything. I sat there on my couch watching on TV while you were there.
Live feed.
Mingling with royalty. I was sending screenshots of the TV. Just waiting to see you with a little hamper there. Did you give the hamper to an official?
I did. It made its way to the car with the Menai Hawks jersey.
Oh, you're going to love that.
Copy of Possum Magic. I mean, all of the Australiana items that we wanted to hand over. I'm yet to have any.
Did you put your number on the
feedback.
card? Because you did write a card.
Yeah, I did, but I don't know if that's creepy or whether Charles will call me personally before he gets on the plane today.
He might shoot off a photo just in the Menai Hawks jersey.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe Camilla's wearing it to bed.
Is she? Yeah. Well, they might be in their budgie smugglers when they swim the shores of Samoa. I did go to the Premier's barbecue yesterday in Parramatta. I didn't quite realise what a massive day that the King and Queen had. I mean, 27 engagements over 3 days.
That's wild.
And even yesterday, just as a single day, they split up so that they could hit a few spots. I think they were in Surrey Hills. They were in at the Opera House in the afternoon. There were a lot of people down there. Sydney put on the most glorious day. It was very warm in Parramatta, I have to say.
Then onto the harbour.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked hot in Parramatta.
It did. And the only way I can describe it would be...
Royal Easter Show?
It was like the show. So, a very formal show, but they had the stalls set up, and it was to celebrate the diversity, I guess, of Sydney, especially through our food and agriculture. So the CWA was there.
Okay, great.
So I got a little bit of lemon slice from the Country Women's Association. I'm a very big fan. Told them I always got their cookbooks.
Did the King have a bit of lemon slice?
I don't know, but he did have, well, I don't know if they had snacks, but they certainly turned the sausages with the Surf Lifesaving cruise down there.
They showed the footage of the two of them as I sat there watching, both on the tongs. The commentary was around that Camilla seemed like she knew what she was doing more than he did in terms of spinning those snags.
Well, maybe she's the cook of the house. They did see the sheep show and the cattle dog. So that's what I mean about it being like the Easter show. There was
without the carnies, though.
There was
that cabbage.
They didn't get on the gravitron or anything like that. I came up against a bit of criticism yesterday when I posted a photo of my sausage sandwich, and everyone wanted to know what the green bits were on it, and that was parsley, because they had 3 different varieties of sausage. They of course had the traditional Aussie
diversity
snag, and then they had the Mediterranean barbecue. They had the Vietnamese barbecue. So we did a bit of everything. I took my daughter, my 10-year-old May. She was very excited. And Tommy was just showing me some footage, which he sent through yesterday. And I'll actually put it on my socials later. But my daughter May, we had a little bouquet, posy made of flannel flowers and blushing bride.
Oh, here comes the Queen.
The Queen is there, and she got a little spot in front of me. I am. Do you know what I love about this? May's at the front there, and I'm the proud mum behind filming the whole thing. You don't even notice me.
No.
She was so nervous. She passed
the flowers,
the posy to Camilla.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And went to do the little curtsy that we practiced.
Did she do it?
Yeah, she did. She said, I said, so what did Camilla say? Because they were very quiet. Everything was hushed tones. And Charles, they split up to go down either side of the aisle. There was hundreds of people there.
Share the love.
I didn't get the Charles side. We were on the Queen's side, right. Queen Camilla. And it was very quiet. So even though I was only one person back, I I couldn't even hear what was being said. So
She was talking to each person.
She was, but very quietly and not a lot of chat. So May was the one who got to do the handshake and everything. I mean, my mum was very disappointed I didn't get to shake Charles's hand like she did back in the 60s. And I said, so what did she say to you? And May said, well, she said hi. And I thought,
Give me more than that.
I don't think if the Queen is going to opt for some kind of greeting, I don't think it's a hi. I think it's a hello.
Hello.
Which there was a lot of that.
You realise that May being at the front there with the posy of flowers puts her as our number one correspondent right here. So you're back. So you're now not shaking hand or talking. So whatever she said to May is our direct contact.
Well,
what
exactly.
was it? What did she say to May?
Hi.
Is that it?
Well, I don't even think it was a hi. We should have had May on the phone this morning as the correspondent.
She must have said more to May. Like, she must have referenced the flowers. There must have been a, oh, thank you.
Look, can I just tell you, it was very sweet. My daughter was so nervous. I think she thought she was going to muck up the curtsy. And really, when you think about it, we've seen royal tours. We know what they do. We know how to meet and greet people. For a 10-year-old girl, and for a lot of the kids there were lots of school kids there with their teachers in their school uniforms, and everyone was so excited. A 10-year-old, all she's being told is the King and Queen are coming to meet
That's
you.
That's wild, isn't it?
I don't know. I mean, petrified. She handled herself so well. I will put the video on my socials.
And is it true May said to her, do you play Roblox?
How funny. Talking of Roblox, all right, she plays this other game. I know this isn't a royal story, but it kind of is. Something called Toca Boca. It's something you can do without Wi-Fi. Anyway, so last night, 6 o'clock news, we sit down and I'm like, May, you're going to be on. You're going to be on the news. She wasn't in the end. I filmed the whole thing like a stage mother. And May... this is your moment. Watch the news. There are the King and Queen touring Sydney. I could not get her off the iPad.
Do you know, I'm so excited to think that at the end of their day, it's been a big, hot, sweaty day, right? He's finished on the boat. The King just wants to go and relax before heading off to Samoa. He's got home. He's walked into the hotel room. And his right-hand man has left the hamper there. And he opens the hamper, goes into the bathroom and just squat and poofs. Squat and poofs, and there's talcum powder. Oh, darling, I feel refreshed.
And he's got my number. He might text me through a bathroom selfie.
Yes,
you never know.
with a little bit of poof. Oh, my gosh.
No, it was a really great day. I mean, it was a lovely invitation to receive.
Isn't that beautiful?
It is something we will remember forever, and I'll be telling my grandchildren about it one day.
I'll be telling my grandchildren about how you got to meet them.
No, I didn't at all. That's what happens. I was trumped by a 10-year-old. You can see all of the action on our Instagram stories.
Well done.
This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Let's talk about this movie. Headline grabbed me yesterday. The movie is called The Terrifier 3. Can we have a listen to a bit of it, Jess?
Who's this Santa? He's scaring my kid.
Yeah, he's scaring me too.
Hey, Santa's handing out presents!
Not for me.
Julian. What I love is that we haven't heard of Terrifier 1 or 2, or maybe it's just not, this genre is not up my alley.
They go straight to 3. Always start at 3. Because then it's scary to think there's another 2 out there. But you know what? The headline yesterday read that 3 people had started vomiting randomly in the cinema. 2 of them passed out with how scary this film is.
I know. I think there's a lot of dismemberment. And then even, Tommy, you said as a bonus, they had male...
genitals.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Now, that's scary in itself. Yeah. I've been on your page on OnlyFans, Tom, and that was a terrifying.
Yeah,
Tom wasn't in the movie.
No, it wasn't you, Tom. It was a stunt.
Yeah, absolutely. But do you know someone has seen it?
Oh, my gosh.
And 132410, if you've seen it as well.
Too scary to talk about. This is good.
But Nicole Douglas from 9.com.au, she's the entertainment editor. She's on the line now for
Oh, my
you.
God. Nick, are you okay?
Look,
Are you sitting
It is just
down?
as bad as you'd... It is disgusting. I will give you that. Are any of you guys going to see it? Because it's just as horrific as you might imagine.
No,
I've never seen a
I'm not
movie
gonna
like
see
that
it.
before.
I will not see it, and I have a feeling even if you gave us the spoilers, it wouldn't really ruin the the storyline anyway. Why? Okay, I'm guessing you had to see this for work though, or did you like to put yourself through this?
No, I wasn't even asked to do it for work. I love horror movies. I've seen the first two, and it's almost like I forgot how disgusting they were, and I was like, yeah, let's go back. And it's the same group of friends. We go, it's like an annual event, and we saw it, and I was like, a few minutes in, I was like, why are we here? I have no idea. It is hideous.
Nick, can I ask, when you hear of people vomiting and passing out, can you understand why they had that reaction?
Oh, 100%. When I was sat there, I was heaving. I was covering my eyes like a cliche movie, but I don't know if they think that Aussies are made of stronger stuff. I don't know. But nobody vomited in the cinema. Nobody left here. It wasn't like it wasn't like they're saying in the US, but it was dark.
Nick, if you had a moment where you thought, oh my God, I'm going to be sick here, what was that moment? What was happening in the film at that moment?
Do you know, I feel if I told you the full story, you might hang up because it's that disgusting, but there is one scene involving a shower and a chainsaw and a couple of people in the shower. And before you know it, it's just hideous. And it's like the room was in shock. And we went to a 3:30 p.m. viewing on a Saturday. I thought,
oh, how lovely! How lovely for you.
It was. I know, nice little afternoon treat. But it was the cinema was packed. And everybody was gasping. It was like we were all just in unison celebrating this horrific event.
You know what? I understand why the cinema is packed at 3:30 in the afternoon, because I think that people want to go and see a film like this, but they don't want to watch it too close to bedtime. So if they go at 3:30, it's still light outside when they wander out. They can have a pasta up the road and hopefully climb into bed and not think about it too much.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't feel like eating afterwards, but I did. I was watching episodes of Friends. I was just trying to get my mind off the nightmare.
Nick,
but
is it the blood and guts, or is it when you get a fright? Like, I don't like the movies where all of a sudden you think it's a calming moment and then a hand comes out and grabs someone around the throat.
Oh, see, I love movies like that. I just feel like for the last 20 years we've not really had that. Do you know, like when I was a kid, we were so scared of The Ring that I had to cover all my TVs with tea towels just in case it came out.
Hilarious.
You never know. But nowadays, nothing's really that scary. And I think that this film has just gone to the next extreme. They're like, if you want to be scared, we'll
I think it's a good way of making a cheap horror film, because I think sometimes what you can't see is scarier than what you can.
Whoa.
So that's what you're talking about, is the anticipation and the build and the music.
I hate that bit.
You don't. It's like what's around the corner, or what's in the dark, or who's standing outside the window. You don't even need props or dismemberment. It's just what your mind is a very powerful tool.
Nick, can I ask a question? Do you think a horror film like this is a good first date? Because I think what happens in these moments, no matter how well you know that person, you're bonded over it, and very quickly you might find yourself holding hands or possibly a leg.
Do you know what? Each to their own. It wouldn't be my first choice, but I do think it's one of those films, and this is why there's so many warnings about it. I don't think you should go into the cinema and be like, oh, let's just randomly see The Terrifier. Let's have a go.
Yeah.
I think you need to know what you're getting yourself into.
Check with your doctor.
Exactly. It can be a bonding experience. Like, we all left the cinema and we were like, I can't believe we got through it.
Yeah, but you're
can't believe we
friends.
made it.
Yeah.
This is the thing, Nicole. I think if you go with a group of friends, that's fine. But as we said yesterday on the show, if on your Tinder profile you both haven't agreed that you love terrifying movies, and then he says he's going to pick you up for a dinner and a date, what do you do? Yep. I don't know. That's how long it's been. He's going to take you to the movies, and then you go to see that film. I'd be sitting there thinking, I have to make a quick exit because if this is what floats this person's boat,
then I'm out of here.
I need to go home.
Nicole, thank you so much.
Thank
We're
you,
so glad you
Nicole.
survived.
I hope you all go and see it. I can't wait to hear what you think.
No. You know what you need to go and see is Lee. We had Kate Winslet in the studio yesterday, so there are other film options out there.
I love the idea. Tommy, you know what I want to do?
Yeah.
I want to get 20 singles. I want to pair them up, and we have a screening next week of this movie.
A screaming.
Yeah, a screaming,
I
Tom.
love that.
We have a
Tim, you're
screaming.
great.
Thank you, Thor. And then we just have you meet that person for the first time, and you go in and have that experience together. You're jammed full of an experience together.
Yeah, leave it with me.
Can we do that?
Yeah, leave it with me.
Ollie
Make it
can
happen.
be on the bucket patrol. With
Oh
the
my God!
vomiting.
Everyone gets a bucket.
The Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
We're all looking for solutions to solve things.
Financial crisis.
No, well,
Damn.
I guess so. And so, I think that let's start closer to home.
Okay.
Maybe things that we can control.
Hair loss?
We want to maybe
Sweating issues. Snoring.
Yeah,
I'm just naming a few.
No, I think that might be the list of things that you are currently making your way through.
Okay.
But I also think that this kind of therapy could work for you.
Okay.
I know it's worked for me, and it's certainly working for this woman who I saw on TikTok. It's a new kind of therapy that she originally saw on TikTok, and now she's sharing her journey, and she calls it rejection therapy.
I hate that.
Which is, I guess, putting yourself in a situation where you are you come up against rejection, and you have to feel all of those feelings, and it really
is it for people that have never heard no?
Teaches you. Oh no, it's not about. It has nothing to
Spoiled
do. It
kids.
has nothing to do with dating.
Right.
Like I'm going to. I think that person's out of my league. I'm going to ask them for a date. I know they're going to reject me, and then I'll get used to rejection.
Okay.
But in some ways, they are connected because, see, I call this exposure therapy. So the thing that you're frightened of, you have to be. What am I frightened of? Is that what you're laughing at?
I get the idea of exposure therapy. Have a look at this.
It's like me in the North Bondi showers
now
that
how
time.
do you feel?
No, not at all. It's okay. The easiest way to explain it, I guess, and I've spoken to people about this over the years, is, if you're scared of travelling in a lift, right? What are you going to do?
Take the stairs.
No. What are you going to do? Never get the lift ever again?
Great question.
No, you are going to get in that lift. It's like kids who I'm sure are heading off to school this morning, really don't want to go to school. You have to go to school. Mum and Dad are going to be in trouble eventually. It's a privilege to be able to go to school. You can't avoid it forever. So let's expose ourselves to the, for want of a better word, trauma of going to school.
Sure.
And the more you do it, the more you get good at it.
Okay.
And it's not as scary anymore. This woman, of course, did it with things like she wanted to know that she was a whole person and a full person and a lovable person, regardless of what people thought of her, regardless of embarrassment.
I get it.
So she started, this is what the TikTok trend is.
Reject me.
Yeah, she started out by going into, this is in the UK, so she'd go into Marks and Spencer's. And she just asked for a free dress. Now, that's a ridiculous request. And everyone would have been rolling their eyes and thinking that there was a strange woman in the shop.
It was about the rejection.
It was about dealing with the fact that these people thought she was a bit off. They were all talking about her. And guess what?
I get it.
She's okay. She walked out of the store later that day, or later
she
that.
She felt about the rejection.
And what happened? No one died. No, everything's okay. She survived the rejection.
Oh my God.
She did things like going into a bakery and asked her whether she could make her own sausage roll.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not saying you should do that.
No.
But it's a really great way.
It hasn't been filmed, but Tommy's been doing it here at work. So every 3 months he'll go in and ask for a pay rise. Yeah. He's been doing this for 10 years. And now they just shut the door before he arrives.
Yeah, it hasn't quite worked.
Yeah, and that sign.
Tommy.
And all the execs hold up a sign that just says rejected.
Rejected.
It's like, the guy that's trying to get out of prison and puts forward his application saying he's been a good boy. I'm sorry, mate. You got another 20 years hard.
I don't think that's exactly what I'm talking about, but I think if you're listening, the thing that you're avoiding or that makes you feel uncomfortable, that's the thing you should be doing.
Your singing career. Rejected. Invites to the Kid Leroy in 20 minutes' time. And don't
That was meant to be a feel-good, helpful...
It was. Every no is a positive, Kate
But you know
Ritchie.
what I did do?
Yeah, what did you do?
Because I look back at that, Kate Ritchie, and I think, why on earth, who was that person on that day that agreed to do It Takes Two and sing on the TV? And I had a go.
Mm-hmm. She had a go where she should have been rejected. Would have been better for everybody.
This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Alarming statistics revealed. Quick one here on how many people don't wash their hands after using the toilet. I mean, quite often, Kate, we will be in sync. Not in the sink, in sync. And during a long song, we will go to the bathroom. And quite often I'll say to you, did you wash your hands?
I'm a 46-year-old woman, and I have to come
Show
back
me the water
from
on your hands.
the toilet sometimes and show him that my hands are wet.
I don't know that you wash your
Because
hands.
he cannot believe that I can do what I need to do so quickly.
I've never met anybody that wears quicker than you.
But I'm not. Maybe I go too often. Oh, I need to train that. But I'm getting in there. I'm doing what I need to do, and I'm just getting out of there and back into the studio because this is where I thrive.
20% of people don't wash their hands.
I think it's more.
I agree. They're just not being honest. Because I kind of think sometimes too, what's dirtier? Like, you know,
What, a cockroach or your credit card or money?
holding that or then touching the tap where everybody's hands have gone after touching that.
I guess it depends
Not
what's
everybody's
going on
touched
down there.
my that, but their own that. So if you've been touching that and then you...
Well,
what
you
I'm
wouldn't make
saying is how many hands have gone from that to the tap
Studies
Toms?
say that there are things more dirty
than that.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Keep that clean and
Let's move on.
got it sorted.
This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
I like her, but she's no good in bed. I like him, but he's got an ugly head. Should we go or should we stay with them? Make a list of pros and cons.
Oh my God, sometimes you don't know what to do, and the best thing to do, draw a line down the middle of the page. You got 2 columns.
I agree.
Pros and cons. Weigh it up and work it out. We can work it out for you.
Is that safe?
You just need to read us your list. Jenna in North Sydney, welcome to the show.
Hi guys, thank you for having me.
Okay,
Hi, Jenna. You're in a relationship. Are you weighing things up a little, are you?
Yeah, I mean, at first it was great, but then some things came to light, and now I'm a bit concerned.
Okay, what's your partner's name?
Oh, do we do that?
Well, I'll give you like a shortened version.
Yeah.
It's Ben.
Okay, and how long have you been with,
I say
with him?
Benjamin.
I've known him. I don't know what you're talking about. I've known him for a year, but we've been together for 6 months.
Okay, 6 months. All
Okay,
right.
great. Okay.
Should we start with the pros?
Sure.
Yeah,
So,
good.
So my family love him, which is rare because they're picky. He's a good dancer, which is good because I need someone to keep up with my energy.
Tell me
and
about it.
you know, he's really driven with his work, so I think that's a good sign as well.
Motivated.
Okay, good. Can I just quickly ask, I'm sorry to jump in here, how old are you?
I'm 23.
Yeah, okay, good. Okay.
Family's a big one though, Kate Ritchie, isn't it?
Oh, it can make or break.
Oh my God, when the family says yay.
Make your life hell.
So good dancer, which is rare to find in a bloke too. So this is good news. Okay, cons.
Okay. The first one is he can't cook, which I guess he can learn. That's not that bad.
Yep.
Does he wash up?
Slightly more concerning, he's best friends with his ex. Yeah. And the one that is really making me question everything, like, I'm so confused, guys. He hates Taylor Swift, but, like, pathologically hates her.
Okay, so likes to buck a trend.
I'm going to get involved here.
Okay, you will, won't you? Should I sit back now and just ask you to step onto the box?
Known each other for 12 months, dating for 6.
Yeah.
You know, everyone has an ex. Everyone has a history.
Yeah.
Yeah, but, like, he'll call her and, like, talk to her instead of me.
Ooh.
Oh, what about his day? Does he unpack his day with her?
Well, I don't know. He says he doesn't, but, like, he'll call me and I'll be like, oh, like, what are you doing? He's like, oh, I just got off the phone to, like, my ex. And I'm like, what? You called her instead of me first?
Okay.
I have more of an issue with that than the Taylor Swift thing.
Oh,
Kate, I know you're about to launch on Taylor.
I've got a Taylor
You're about
theory.
to launch, but everybody has an interest. Let's say Ben really enjoys rock climbing. You might hate it and have no interest in it. But that's just differences, and opposites attract.
What are you saying? You're saying he needs to be friends with the ex so he's got someone to go rock climbing with?
No, I'm saying I'm not thrown by the Taylor Swift issue. I'm more thrown by the contact with the ex, because it sounds to me a little bit like unfinished business.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. And like the problem is also with the Taylor Swift thing is like we'll be in the car and I'll put on like a Taylor Swift song and he'll just skip it right away. He won't even let it play.
Did he say things, can I just say, does he say things about Taylor personally and her messaging? Okay,
yeah.
I've got a theory here. I've got to pick my highlighter up because I'm nervous about saying it.
Okay.
I think that men who are really anti-Taylor won't listen to her songs, criticise the fact that she writes songs about the exes. I think
that's what I think.
They don't like women.
That's what I think.
And I reckon he's a dump.
They don't like women.
Yeah, I'm going to say.
You've gone to extremes.
We need to do this chat tomorrow. Do you have somebody that you fought with over Taylor in the car? Are they a man and are they anti-Taylor?
Oh, my God. When did this turn into something heavier?
It's massive.
Sorry, Jenny, you're going to have to break up with him. Penny in Marrickville.
It's Jenna.
Sorry, Jenna, about your name. You're going to have to break up with him. All right, Deirdre in Marrickville.
Penny.
Oh, Penny. Sorry, Penny.
That's all right. You're forgiven.
Okay, Penny, you've got a man you're not sure about. What are the pros and cons?
Look, we met online about 6 months ago, and he's Mr. Reliable, stable job, good income, does the housework, great with kids, like all in all a gem.
But
here's the big but.
Oh, here we go.
He's got eye-watering bad breath.
Can you talk to him about it? Is it like a serious halitosis thing?
It's seriously it's coming from the deep
Guttural.
down in the stomach. Yeah,
It might be a gum infection.
Have you told him about it?
Look, it's like I give him obvious signs. Like if he gets in a little bit too close, I'm like, whoa,
Enough of the turd sandwiches for lunch. I think that's, it can be fixed.
I think it can be fixed.
It can be fixed. He needs to take drastic action, get to a dentist, have a look what's going on. Could be a rotting molar in the back there.
Yeah.
I know, but that's just one of them, The other thing, at his age, like I'm 45, he's 47, you can't parallel park.
Sorry,
That's
mate.
so unsexy.
We forgave you at Bad Breath.
I'm sorry.
But we can't do the parking thing.
No. I get the feeling that Penny's on a roll, though, and there's much more, but I'm not sure we have time for it.
How can he be so good around the house but can't reverse park?
No, I know. It's the little things. Am I being really shallow? You tell me.
No, I don't think you are.
Him. No.
Is the parking like a code for something?
Oh, well.
Is he bad at parking?
You're not wrong there.
He is definitely gone.
This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Billie Eilish. Poor old Billie, though. She hasn't been winning. I don't know if you saw her. Oh, there she goes. She's taken a tumble at Madison Square Garden.
It's not funny.
Well, it's not funny.
If you grew up with Australia's Funniest Home Videos...
She'd be winning the JVC package.
Oh, JVC VCR.
Hands down. But she hurt herself quite badly. She's posted on her socials a big bruise almost from her hip right down to her knee. So poor old Billie. I think Olivia Rodrigo took a tumble in Melbourne.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift almost dived headfirst into the stage in one of her concerts. I don't know if you actually saw the Eras tour, but when there's
I was at the concert,
it looks like there's the water on stage and she dives and swims along. Well, it looks like she basically went head first.
Oh, my God.
With her little tumble. So stay safe out there performing, ladies.
What about the rigging guy at the Olivia Rodrigo show? You reckon he's still got his job? Is he moving on the next part of the tour?
I think there's been a stern talking to.
See you, mate. You're on the barbecue. Also exciting too, Season 5, Part 2, Yellowstone.
I've seen the trailer.
Are you a Yellowstone fan?
Now, I am.
Because there's two shocks that I've had this morning. One is Jess has never seen Chopper the movie, Eric Banner, so we're going to have to sit down and do that.
That's a brilliant
Now, if you're
film.
going to tell me you haven't seen every second of Yellowstone, you and I are going to need to do a lot of couch time. Season 4
I better just say yes, because there's nowhere I would want to be less than on the couch with Whipper. I mean, and everyone's laughing very hard,
What's
so they
so funny?
so they
What's
know.
so funny? I tell you what, episode 1, season 4, Yellowstone, and John Dutton starts with John Dutton on the road. I'm not going to give too much away, and then Casey goes absolutely mad. Is probably the best 20 minutes of TV in the past decade.
In the past decade, that's
I'm here to
massive.
say it. Season 5, I can't wait for this. Beth and Rip. Have a listen to this, guys.
Everyone's forgotten who runs this valley. Time to remind them.
Old lions die in the jaws of younger lions, and you are the younger lion.
So we getting in this fight? We can figure out who to fight and how to fight them. This war's just beginning.
Oh my God, I can't wait for this. So exciting. Only on Stan, guys. Yellowstone. Coming very soon, November 11. Countdown is on. A while ago, they actually sent us some Yellowstone promo gear, and it's a vest. And I'll wear it at home.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
Do you just wear that?
Mm-hmm. Do you know what I was going to do the other day? On the ground floor, I don't know if you noticed, Ben Fordham had a horse in reception at 2GB. I thought about putting on my cowboy hat and my Yellowstone vest and coming in and getting on the horse. Just to feel like John Dutton. I think I'm a bit more Rip. Rip's the hard-hitting guy.
I thought you were going to say ripped. I went,
So, you know what Rip does? He comes home after a hard day hunting buffalo or rounding up the cattle. And then Rip
lol.
And then Rip
lol.
comes home to his missus on the veranda. No
one's listening, mate.
Pours himself
No
a
one's
single.
listening, and all I can think about is rushing home to watch all of the other series of Yellowstone, so you don't invite me over. I'm going to get up to date. And now you finish this pod, make sure you check out our full chat with Kate Winslet. It's up now.
Fits in Whipper with Kate Ritchie is a Nova podcast. For more great shows like this, download the Nova Player via the App Store or Google Play.
The Nova Player.